Hey there, Wargamers. This is Justin the Iron Painter from Death Rate Designs, and you guys are tuning into my 6th video blog. Now, you may notice that if you've been following the other blogs, that the background is different today. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about a little bit in today's vlog. It's that I've actually got a stream desk and setup. So Austin was kind enough to build me this pretty awesome desktop here. It's a nice kind of L shape. It's not quite as big as I have discussed on stream last year, but it is a much better surface area for me to work with compared to what I did have. And he bought some pretty awesome wood. We stained it. I say we, he mostly did the work, but I hung out and helped a little bit. But it's pretty nice. We've got some cool paint shelves over here, and I brought my stream rig out with my monitors and all my other, accessories, which you guys can see behind me. So that means I'm going to be up and running streaming here soon. Actually, by the time that you see this video, I may have actually already had a live stream. I'm filming this on Saturday morning, and the live stream, my first live stream back, my amazing return, which is sure to be fraught with lots of hiccups and so forth. That's supposed to be Saturday night after the battle report airs. So if you're seeing this on Sunday, which is probably when it'll go up, you may have missed the first stream. Hopefully you did not. But I'm really excited. We've got some awesome lighting and stuff in here, and as well as working on getting better with battle reports and filming. Streaming is going to help with learning some of that too, getting more comfortable again with being on camera and interacting with you guys is also going to help with doing videos. So it's kind of a win-win. Plus the focus of the live streams is probably going to be working on my Dark Angels for now. I'm sure we'll be working on some painting and giveaway stuff in the future. However, right now I really got to focus on getting my armies painted because we want to be doing battle reports with them. So I need to get my Dark Angels done. I need to get my Iron Warriors to a point where, I don't want to say they're done, now the armor is really going to be done, but get to a point where I have 1,500 to 2,000 points of both forces, and then I can slowly paint additional things later to, spice up the battle reports. I've also got to get some Infinity painted. I'm waiting on the missing bits to come in from Corvus Belli. And then I believe Adam, the co-owner of Death Rate Designs, is picking me up some Star Wars Legion in exchange for some work that I did for him, so I'll have that to paint, which means in the future we're going to have Dark Angels and Iron Warriors in battle reports. Going to have Dark Angels and maybe Iron Warriors and Kill Team, and you're going to see me playing some Infinity and Legion. So lots of cool games and gameplay battle report footage that'll be in the near future, hopefully, assuming I can paint quickly enough. On top of that, we'll be airing some of those battle reports live, well, sort of live, premiering on Twitch first, and then they will be going up on social media, Facebook, YouTube afterwards. Those are the ones that are specifically with me in them. If I am taking part in helping film or edit a battle report that is, Austin or Adam playing against someone else, it's not me specifically, the Arm Painter on there, those will go up as normal on YouTube and Facebook for Death Rate Designs. Now, while the content that I'm producing is for Death Rate Designs, I'm trying to give you guys kind of a bonus where you get to see something early first and get you guys involved with what I'm specifically doing. But anytime I'm not actually doing video content, anytime I'm not the on-air talent, so to speak, I'm still behind the scenes helping film, helping edit. I don't want to say coaching because I don't have a film degree or anything like that, but trying to coach. I got a little bit of joking in with me the other day when Austin was filming some painting sessions with his new terrain line, and one of the guys was like, "Man, Justin's over here being a film coach," or something like that. And I was like, "No, well, not really coaching. I just, I saw something, had an opinion, I shared it, and we refilmed some stuff." And the same thing goes the reverse. When I'm doing something, if Austin's around, he'll be like, "Hey, don't do a dumb thing," or "Fix this," stuff like that. So, speaking of Austin as well, if you are a member of the Garrison, the Facebook group, you will have noticed that we've changed our cover photo. I wanted to do something a little bit different initially that kind of blended our community, the community that I've sponsored, founded, and tried to grow, and mesh that in with what I'm doing now, which is working for Death Rate Designs and still trying to stream and break away from being AMP services and then focus on being the Arm Painter. So the initial idea was to have like a cool backdrop with silhouettes of like resistance fighters or something, and like the Garrison, like we're all together, part of a group for a common cause. And then Austin saw the tagline at the top that says "Paint, Play, Share," which is what I wanted the focus of the group to be. Is paint your minis, play with your minis, share with us what you're playing and painting. And he said, "Well, that graphic design idea you're going with, it's not terrible, it's not a bad idea, but I think you should do something more personable that really encapsulates and represents what you want this community to be. So he had this idea where we could, kind of, preview some of his terrain early that's not available for sale. So we took this terrain collage and we made this cool setup. And he's like, I want you to stand behind it and like peek over, like the guy from Home Improvement, the neighbor, And he's like, just peek over, look like you're like climbing over, doing something goofy. He probably took 10, 12 photos or something, with me doing various stupid faces. And the one we settled on was one where I was laughing at something he said in the middle of the little photo shoot, and he snapped it, and then he said, Justin, this one looks really good. Like, it looks natural, you look happy. This encapsulates what, we envision this Facebook group to be. So we went with it, and he did a little bit of graphic design stuff, some Photoshop, and it turned out really good. It looks cool. So we changed that up. I don't want any of you guys in the Facebook community to fear that it's gonna have any major drastic changes after that. It's not just gonna be like a buy Death Ray Design stuff type thing. The idea is that we wanna build a community that whether you're buying our products or not, we are all socializing about the hobby, painting, and things that we all enjoy. And if you happen to buy Death Ray Design stuff, that's a bonus. But we're not trying to build something that's specifically just trying to make you guys spend money. That's definitely not the case. So don't fear about that. If you're watching this and you are not a member of the Garrison, check out the description below. We'll throw up a link for you. Join. This week we're probably not going to have any photo showcase from the community because I've been spending so much time getting this rig set up and I don't have the logistics right here at the exact moment to get all the photos and things together that I want to. But hopefully next week we'll be back on track. So again, if none of you or some of you guys watching have not joined the Garrison, you should. We would like to see what games you're playing, what miniatures you're painting, share photos, give us descriptions. If you have a little narrative write-up for battle reports, that's cool too. If you're not familiar with me, one of the things you should know is that I don't get to game as much as I used to, and lately I've been kind of struggling to stay motivated to game. It's not that I don't like it, it's just, sometimes your brain does things that it does. So I get to live vicarious through you guys. It's a very interesting feeling when I see someone share miniature painting and get excited. So one of the guys that posted some stuff recently that really gets me excited, Justin Daft, big shout out to you. He posts a lot of D&D style minis, but he gets so excited about painting stuff and trying new things. And these minis, they're for him, but it's also really for his D&D group. Like, he paints it for them. These are new NPCs or bosses for them to fight encounters. And he gets really excited. And there's a passion there. And that's not 40K, but he's still painting and getting excited. So that makes me feel good because I want to do that. I do paint, but I worked on commission for so long and made it a job for so long that passion kind of was sapped from me. And I've been trying for the last 6 months to really get that back. And that's part of one of the things that I'm really excited about moving forward with Death Ray Designs is filming battle reports, doing Twitch stuff, helping inspire the other guys from Death Ray Designs to get involved with filming and tutorials and vlogs. And, we even talked about maybe doing a podcast at some point. So a lot of things where we can get our excitement and passion down and share it with you guys. And that's what I want. One of the other guys from the community that I've showcased several times, but Bob, he shared some stuff recently. And the reason that I'm picking on him for the moment is that I've talked to Bob about doing airbrushing for so long. I know him in person. You guys may have seen him in our battle reports, but I've talked to him for so long in person about doing airbrush stuff. And then I gave him a couple of my old Harbor Freight or Master Series ones, whatever, and I was like, hey, these are free. They're good for base coating. It's a good start. Do what you got to do with them. And then I found out that one of his friends had loaned him a Patriot 105 from Badger. Badger! If you're not a Badger fan, you don't use them yet, you should check them out. I'm not sure if their 55th birthday deal is still going, but if it is, jump on that because they're doing a deal for $55 for any airbrush, so don't miss it. Anyways, back on topic. If you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a Badger fanboy. Ken, you're the man. I found out that he was using the 105, which is my favorite airbrush. Of the soon-to-be 6 that I'll own, it's the cheapest that I have, and it is still my favorite. It's my workhorse. It does so much. And with some needle swaps, it's so good. And I was like, Bob, all these minis that you're sharing, they're looking really good. Are you having fun with the airbrush? He's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then he tells me that his friend loaned him a 105. I was like, what? You're using a 105? You didn't tell me. And he's just been going buck wild, like just painting everything. And we gave him some Infinity to paint up so that he can participate in some DRD battle reports with us. He had him like 5 minutes. He gets home, throws down a Zenithal highlight, which I think was his first time. Hit it with some red. They're looking pretty good. He painted up some Thunderwolf cavalry mounts, the wolves. They look great. Like, I was like, Bob, these look really good, man. He's got like a nice transition of colors. I think it's brown, tan, white, or something like that, maybe gray. And looking at him, I was like, this is good. And I asked him, are you having fun with airbrush? And he is. And it's exciting for me because the first time I used the airbrush was 2012, and the fall, the winter, somewhere in there, right after I started working for Austin, back when he was brush for hire, and I was his commission painter. I started working then, and I was doing everything by hand. And he was like, no, man, you got to stop that. You're not going to be fast enough. There are more efficient ways to do what you're doing and get better transitions. And I was like, okay. So I came over to his house for my first project. My first commission project with him was some Eldar. And he wanted me to come kind of work on site, get familiar with what I do, you know, build trust and rapport. And I came out there and he had me working with the 105 to do some base coating. I struggled, it was bad, I couldn't figure out what I was doing because I was thinning paints at the time, not using Minotaur. I struggled. And so I went home after I did half the airbrushing and I base coated everything else by hand. Not long after that, I got a chrome, and then not long after that, I got a 105. I bought the chrome, and then I think Austin had an extra 105, and he was like, here you go, gift, use it. And I was like, thank you, Senpai! I think that's the right anime pop culture reference, like master. If it's not, then I might have used something wrong. Anyways, he hooked me up with that, and once I got used to thinning the paints and working with it, it was not bad. It changed my life. But seeing someone else that's going through that same phase, that same excitement, that same newness that for me faded long ago. Like, I still use an airbrush, but it's mundane and normal to me now. Seeing someone else go through it for the first time and get excited, that makes me excited. Seeing someone pick up their first codex, their first miniatures, and start playing and painting, that makes me excited because it's been so long since I was there. You know, I still like minis, I still like the lore, but it's not new to me. That day, the first day, the day I got my first Battle Force, which I think was the Ultramarines Megaforce, I got a deal on it on eBay when I bought it. The day I got it, oh my God, dude, I was freaking out. Like, I was so excited. And now I get excited with minis, but it's like, meh, you know, you're just used to it. So again, if I can impose upon you one desire, if you join this community, is that you share your miniature painting and your gaming footage with us, your photos and your stories, good, bad, or otherwise. I am sure I'm not the only one who enjoys it. I'm sure I'm not the only one who gets motivation from it. And there may be days when you're not motivated and someone else posts something that gets you motivated. So we're trying to build a community, that is the Garrison, and we're all members. So with that being said, in that long segment of me rambling, I'm gonna whip this chair around and show you guys what I've been working on this week that was not stream related, but miniatures related. Unfortunately, it's not painting personal models. I do have some commission stuff to show you. It's the last of my current commission log and probably the last for a while. But let me go ahead and spin this around and we'll show you what I'm working on. So I picked up one extra commission and I didn't intend to, but you know, you could use monies. And I wanted to update the stream and get some things fixed, AKA get a better capture card, yada yada. So the extra influx of funds was going to be very useful. So one of the projects I picked up was from one of my, at this point I think, long-time clients. I think it's been at least a year working with him. And he sent me some Gundams he wanted me to work on. And this is the first. I've never worked on any Gundams. He sent me these. And I painted them up for him. They've got some German decals on them. I'm assuming these are from Bolt Action. I'm pretty sure they're from Bolt Action. But they look pretty interesting, and I had Austin make him some base toppers. The guy had initially sent me some CDs to mount these on, but I was like, Austin, I think we could do better. And we did. We made some cool base toppers for him. And I kind of go through the ones that look a little bit more basic first. This guy's got like a bazooka, cool little power axe thing. So yeah, kind of interesting. And then we've got this guy here who looks kind of like it's probably, I don't know if it's a heavy guy or suppression guy, but he's got like an interesting like quad barrel machine gun thing. It's kind of cool looking. I think he also would look pretty awesome if he was dual wielding these little axe blade things. This looks pretty sweet. And we've got the scout, well, I don't say scout, squad sniper. And this guy looks pretty sweet to me. Like, I dig it. The sniper's so freaking huge. That thing is massive. Massive. So yeah, guys, that one. We've got, I always envision this as being like the squad sergeant, but I'm not actually sure. I'm not familiar enough with Gundam stuff to say, but he looks pretty interesting. Yep. And then the last guy, which is, I always assume this is like a leader or a caricature, character. And maybe they're all characters and I don't know. But this is the last guy. He's got his cool tail. He really reminds me of Faye from Xenogears back in the 90s, early 2000s, whenever that came out, which was a really awesome Squaresoft at the time game. And that's just what it reminds me of. It's one of the I think they were called Gears in that game. It reminds me of one of those. So I think it looks pretty sweet for the time invested and the detail level requested. I'm pretty happy with it. I didn't go crazy on it. That's not what we were looking for. So I think for the time that we put in, they look pretty good. Again, there's some like German style decals on them. I'm not sure what the backstory is from the client, you know, but I used the decal supplied and tried to do something cool for them. So in addition to the Gundam stuff that I have worked on this week, I did work on 2 more small commissions for the same client. And I'm grabbing these right now. These are for Jason Murray from the Facebook community, the Garrison. This is a little zoom in here. And this is one of his, I guess, captains. Now he doesn't have his like flocking on the base because I am out of the flocking, but I messaged him and he said that he had some, so he should have the exact flocking from, or close to the exact flocking that we used on his last commission, so he'll be able to finish the basing up when he gets them. And then he's got his Primaris, I guess, captain? I guess this is another captain? Yep. I was really excited with how the cape turned out, and for the time invested, I'm pretty pleased. And the plasma pistol is really interesting for me because I did non-airbrush and used a little bit of Minotaurs like a glaze, and tried to do something different because I didn't want to blow out OSL on the model and kind of, you know, lessen the quality. Not that OSL lessens the quality all the time, but I wanted to do something different so we didn't just have a major blowout like right there. So, but yeah, those are for Jason from the Facebook community. Pretty excited about that. And for me personally, I got a little bit of work done on some assembly. So we're going to grab some of that here and show you guys what I've been working on that. So I got some Terminators built for my Iron Warriors. Now, yes, these are cataphracti, and I believe, I'm 99% positive, I've been told that the Iron Warriors, but the Chaos Space Marines can't take cataphracti in the rules. So these are just going to be count as for standard Terminators. There's the Sergeant. I don't even know if Chaos uses Sergeants for Terminators. I'm a noob! But I could not use that power sword because it looks cool, and I try to get interesting posing as best I could with these types of models. And I did give them the Volkite, which they don't get in the Codex, but I figured this would be a good count as because I could use it as a plasma pistol or a combi or whatever, because the weapon itself is completely different and not easily confused with anything in the Codex because it's not in the Codex. So ruler cool on that one. Probably end up being like a combi plasma or something, or just a plasma because we could heat the coils up. But I think that's gonna look really sweet. Got another little bro here. He's just like walking forward like he's about to punch stuff, like whack, whack, you know, doing his thing. This guy's got his come at me, bro. I got this. Like, don't make me put my Stormbolter down. My power fist is scary, but my little fist is worse. You know, so that kind of thing. And then my second favorite dude in the squad, the heavy weapon. Autocannon. How cool is an autocannon on Terminators? Just like, black, 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 black. That's what I think of. And especially with Iron Warriors, this guy ignoring cover, pretty sweet and seems pretty Iron Warrior in nature. In addition to getting those assembled, I got a whole bunch of cultists assembled. And I know it's not super exciting because we're not getting a lot of updates on Dark Angels here, but bear with me. We're getting assembly done on these first. So here's one. You're going to be seeing 20 cultists here, and it's not actual cultists. They're count as cultists that I've converted. Scale-wise, they're essentially guardsmen, and just using different models with as close as possible to the correct weapons. So these are Genestealer Cult, and I'm using a Tempestus Scion head. I really like the armor on these dudes, and I think it looks pretty mercenary-ish. And that's why I went with it. So we got those, and it's not because they're cheaper, because they're not not cheaper at all to buy. I just think the models look super cool, and I don't want to play Genestealer Cult, but I want to paint the models. So, you know, again, we got the another beret dude from Tempestus Scions. We've got this fellow with his like face thing, rebreather dealio. There's still some Genestealer Cult icons you can't really get off easily, but I tried to minimize using any of their overly mutated hands and so forth, which might have looked okay with Chaos, but I tried to go as normal human looking as possible. I got this guy, same thing. Boop. And this guy looks pretty sweet. I did get like the dagger from the Genestealer Cult box. Super cool, super cool. So we're rolling with that. Ooh, wrong guy. Let's get through the Genestealer Cult first. Like, so they got that guy. I think it looks pretty cool. He's kind of like walking forward, maybe running, getting ready to dive for cover or something. This guy, like kind of yelling like, get over here, you know, whatever, something like that, kind of cool. This fella, same thing, kind of like maybe he's perching, maybe he's looking over a wall or something, kind of cool. And then the equivalent of, I guess, the sergeant kind of guy or something like that. So there we go. He's got his little shotgun thing, which I think looks really cool. He's a little bit slightly raised that rebreather area to kind of protect him, and, you know, chainsword. And since these are going to be Ironware Cultist, you know, it's probably going to be some hazard stripes, which I love to do. And actually, looks like I missed one. Here we go, heavy stubber. So again, I try to shave off some of the crazy mutation stuff there on the hands. The arms are still a little bit off, but I'm going to try and paint this in such a way that it looks like the arms have like cloth on them, and then maybe the elbow cloth was torn. That's what I'm going to try to do. You know, same thing over here. I screwed up when I was building this one. I used the wrong torso, which is why he looks a little bit silly. But all in all, I'm still not displeased with the conversion process. I think they're going to fit right in as cultists. And then I've got 10 more here, so bear with me as we go through them. Same thing, but these are Orlocks, right? You know, same thing with the berets. This one's just a standard Orlock, no conversion, but I think he looks pretty cool. Same thing over here. Like, I love these minis. These guys from Necromunda look great, and I think they scream cultist. And maybe not cultist in the standard sense, but maybe more like renegade guardsman, which is kind of what I'm going for. Mercenary company, like, you know, you got the dime, we got the time type of thing. That's what I'm really trying to go for. And here we go, another one of those guys with the Tempestus Scion beret, because I really want these guys to look like they're all part of the same ragtag mercenary unit. Rather than being like a cultist squad that worships a certain kind of chaos god, I really wanted these to be more like mercenaries that have been employed by the Iron Warriors. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a renegade faction of guardsmen that have been requisitioned by the fallen angels. You never know. That's kind of what I'm going for. Now this guy would have to be a proxy. I mean, gun-wise, we can, you know, count as whatever, but I'm pretty sure cultists can't take power fists. This guy's a power fist because it looks so freaking cool. So I went with it because really cool. So he'll have, this will just be like a melee cultist, I guess. This little bro, looking pretty cool with his melee stuff. I'm digging it. And we're almost through them. That guy, yep. And then the last one, which I think looks super cool. No conversions or anything, straight out of the box, but there you go, heavy stubber. So yeah, also trying to be WYSIWYG as much as possible. The last mini that I built this week was actually for Dark Angels though. We've got Librarian, I believe it's Ezekiel. He had the original backpack, but it was the old backpack where it didn't actually have a banner, it just had the banner stand. So I used a different backpack on him because I would prefer to have the banner on there or no banner at all. I don't want just an empty banner stand where I print something out. I don't want to do that. So, no, but I think it looks cool. Got him on the resin base, and at some point he might get painted. Maybe not in the immediate future, but he is on my list of things to do. Finally, before we wrap up with the showcase, I do want to show off one more thing, which is not painting related, but it's the guardian of my desk. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You gotta have a painting Deadpool if you're gonna live stream and paint from your desk. I mean, look at him. We're gonna paint happy little bullet holes in the enemy's face. So yeah. So with that being said, folks, now that I've rambled enough and showed you guys the small commissions I've finished for this week and the light amount of assembly I've got done, I think we're going to wrap up this video vlog. I'd like to thank all you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me today. I really enjoyed doing these and kind of just rambling and sharing with you guys. Anyone who knows me knows I generally like to talk. It's just what I do. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you're over on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you like Death Ray Designs over on Facebook. And if you really like this content and you'd like to see future vlogs, you'd like to see more battle reports, painting tutorials, and things of that nature, make sure you check out www.deathraydesigns.com. Anything that you do over there purchase-wise directly helps support the company, which keeps me employed and lets me create more content. So again, if you guys would like to check that out, that would be awesome. And finally, if you haven't already, I know I mentioned it early in the video, but I'm gonna mention it one more time, make sure you check out the Garrison Facebook page, link below. We would like to see what you're working on, what games you're playing, and if you need any help with any hobby-related stuff, painting stuff, or terrain stuff from things that we produce, we will definitely be able to help you out. Drop us a line, leave a comment, share with us. With that being said, folks, I'd like to thank you again for tuning in. I'm out. I will catch you guys next time, and as always, happy wargaming.